Hello and welcome to the Millionaire Paralegal podcast, where we break down how you, the paralegal, can take control of your career, maximize your income, and build a thriving business with wealth potential. I'm your host, Mike Bailey, an independent paralegal, entrepreneur, and the co-founder of Paralegal Pro Se LLC. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that could be a game changer for your financial future. On today's episode, we're going to discuss the difference between freelance and independent paralegals, the financial reality of traditional versus independent work, and how to set your independent paralegal business up for a 6 or even 7-figure success. We're going to go through 2 real-world scenarios, and by the end of this episode, hopefully you'll see exactly why going independent as a paralegal is the fastest way to financial freedom. So grab a notebook and let's dive in. Hello and welcome back to the Millionaire Paralegal podcast. One of the biggest questions that I get asked a lot is, how much can I really make as an independent paralegal? Well, the answer is quite simple. As much as you want. But here's the catch. You have to stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like a business owner, like a boss. So let's start by looking at traditional paralegals. Those who work for law firms, corporations, or even government agencies. The average salary for a traditional paralegal in the United States is roughly around, I'll say, $45,000 to $65,000 per year, according to the industry reports. Of course, this amount kind of varies based on the location and experience that the paralegal has. And one thing is consistent. Your income is capped. As a traditional paralegal, you work a fixed schedule, usually somewhere between 7 to 3, 8 to 4, 9 to 5. You answer to the attorneys, or you have little control over the types of casework that you work on. You can't take clients with you when you leave or build your own book of business. Even if you negotiate a raise, you're still limited by the firm's pay structure. The law firm makes hundreds of dollars per hour from your work, while you only see a tiny fraction of that. That's where independent and freelance paralegals come in. Now, let's clear up a common misconception. Freelance paralegals and independent paralegals are not the same thing. Working as a freelance paralegal, let's say you decide to go freelance, meaning you work on a contract basis for a law firm. This is a great way to get away from the traditional 9 to 5 while still working in the legal field. Now, let's break it down into numbers and see if you can understand where I'm coming from. You charge an attorney $50 per hour for your work as a freelance paralegal. You work 40 hours per week. Let's say it's about $2,000 per week. You multiply that by 50 weeks. 50 weeks because you're going to be taking 2 weeks off. And you're looking at roughly $100,000 per year. That sounds good on paper, right? But here's the problem. You're still trading your time for money. You only get paid when you work. You don't control your pricing. If an attorney decides they'll only pay you $35 an hour, your income drops. You're still relying on law firms. If they stop needing you, you stop making money. It's a step up from being a traditional paralegal, but it still puts a limit on your financial potential. Now, let's look at a different model, the independent paralegal. Now, we're going to run the scenario for an independent paralegal. Now, instead of working for law firms, you set up your own business and provide legal document preparation services directly to who? The clients. Let's say you focus on three high demand services. Let's say eviction sealing, estate planning, and business formations. Okay. So we break it down like this. In eviction sealing, you charge $500 per case. Estate planning, wills in power of attorneys, if you must know what estate planning is. For those who don't know, you charge $1,000 per client. Business formations, LLCs, corporations, etc. Anything that has to do with business, forming a business, or someone start business startup. You figure $750 per package. Now let's run the numbers back. Eviction sealing, $500. Estate planning, wills, and POAs, $1,000 per client. Then you got your business formations at $750 per package. Now, if you break it down in the weekly income, you have 5 eviction sealings, or five eviction sealing clients per week at $500. That equals out to be about $2,500. So you have 2 estate planning clients per week. That's $1,000. That's about $2,000 per week. So you got 2 business formations, startup businesses and clients that need you at $750 each. That's another $1,500. So that's a total of about $6,000 per week. The annual income breakdown, $6,000 per week times 50 weeks in a year, minus the 2 that you're going to take a vacation. You have to take a vacation now. But minus the 2 that you're taking a vacation, you're looking at roughly $300,000 per year as an independent paralegal. That's 3 times the freelance paralegal's income. And here's the best part. You set your prices. No one's telling you what you're worth. You can scale. You can add digital products, courses, or hire subcontractors to grow beyond 6 figures. You own the business. Now, no law firm can take it away from you. It's your business. Now, the key difference with financial control, here it is. So let's put it in perspective. The freelance paralegal at $100,000 per year is trading time for money, and he's dependent on attorneys to give him work. An independent paralegal at $300,000 per year charges his flat fees, multiple income streams, and full financial control of what he does and what his business does. This is the power of being an independent paralegal. And here's the real kicker. Once you build a client base and automate parts of your business, you don't even have to work 40 hours a week to hit those numbers. You work smarter, not harder. Now, are you ready to take control of your income? Now, I'm going to tell you how to start. Now, here's how to start. Number 1, choose a profitable niche. High demand services include eviction sealing, expungements, estate planning, business formation. Pick something you enjoy and that has a market need. Number 2, set up your business properly. Register an LLC for liability protection. Get a business bank account, an EIN number. Use contract agreements for clients. Number 3, price your profit. Avoid charging by the hour. Flat fees equal higher earnings. Research competitions. Research the markets, but don't undercharge. Position yourself as a specialist, which is what you are, an independent paralegal, a paralegal, whatever. You're a specialist. Number 4, market like a millionaire. Build a professional website with clear services. Use social media to educate and attract clients. Offer free workshops or consultations to build trust. Create multiple income streams is number 5. Offer a document template or digital courses to your clients or to the public. Write an ebook if you must, or create a membership site if you have to. Consider coaching aspiring independent paralegals. You can be an independent paralegal coach. This is how you scale from 6 figures to 7. Now, I want to talk more a little bit more about that, but that's for a further episode. So let's recap all that we've already talked about. Traditional paralegals are stuck in a capped salary. Freelance paralegals make more, but still they rely on law firms and attorney to give them work. Independent paralegals control their business. They control their business, they control their income, and they control their future. If you want financial freedom, you have to think like a business owner. You have to think like a boss, not just a service provider, but a boss. The goal isn't just to work hard, it's to work smart and build wealth. Now, I'm going to leave you with some action steps. If you're still working for a firm, start offering freelance services on the side. If you're already freelancing as a paralegal, shift to serving direct clients. That's the start of becoming an independent paralegal. You see what I'm saying here? So, if you are still in a traditional or freelance role or in a freelance role and wondering if this is possible for you, it is. It truly is, but it requires a shift in the mindset. So instead of thinking, how much can I make per hour? You have to start thinking, how much can I make per client, per service that I offer, per business? That's the difference between a worker and an entrepreneur. So the question is, which one do you want to be? Now, before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Are you considering going independent? What's your biggest financial goal? Message me on Instagram, the Paralegal Millionaire. That's how you find me, the Paralegal Millionaire. Now, if you found this episode valuable, do me a favor, hit subscribe, leave a review or a message, and share it with another paralegal or someone in the paralegal field who has an interest in becoming an independent paralegal. I'm your host, Mike Bailey, and this is the Millionaire Paralegal Podcast. And remember, what's the best that can happen?